We're not ready. Like, the way this was handled and the things that slipped through the cracks and the mismanagement in China, we're fucked. But the fact that this was a news story that was announced today made me think that Gord is right on fucking track, that this was a test of the emergency broadcast system. Now, was it an American test or a Chinese test? Time will tell, but this, now, they're all but saying that's what this is.
Yep. I told you.
Yeah,
tried
you did.
that. Yeah.
And I didn't even believe it. But it's just all the chips are falling into place now, and it seems like we were being tested. Now they've figured out all the cracks in their little plan. They'll spend a couple of years fixing those, and they will destroy our lives.
It just...
Again, if people just keep your heads on your fucking shoulders for a minute, if you're not in the city where the people who are sick are, you are not going to get sick. Keep track of where the sick people are. In Canada, they're still in Toronto and Vancouver. That's it. If you're not in Toronto or Vancouver, shut the fuck up.
It's not that difficult.
I was thinking about Idiocracy the other night, the doctor on Idiocracy, and it just slayed me.
I can't even remember that.
With Justin Long as the doctor, and he's telling Luke Wilson, he's like, and you know how they all talk in the future. He's like, yeah, I don't want to sound like a fag or anything, but your chart says you're all fucked up.
That's so good.
God, I can't wait till doctors talk like that. I want to see the coronavirus in the future, because we are very much becoming like the Idiocracy characters, and I think this is the speech the president gives. Shit's bad. Looking at shit's fucked.
Shit's all fucked up.
We are becoming like those people very, very quickly, and I think that's the problem when you run into something with coronavirus and you get all these kids that are meatheads now going, I don't know, what do I do? Then you're calling 911 and they're just sitting there watching TV, ignoring your fucking phone calls. I don't know if we're going to make it to your asteroid.
I certainly hope not at this stage of the game, but yeah, I don't know. I've lost.
What do I got?
Not only have I lost all faith in humanity, but with my, with my revelation that I had, which, well, okay, do I talk about this, or do we save this until next Sunday?
Well, no, we could get into what you want to talk about, but I really want to wait for the people who know more than we do about it, because I can't speak to. I can only speculate. I have my knowledge of the Bible is diminished significantly.
Yeah, but this really, this basically takes the Bible in itself out of the equation.
So what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, at home is on Sunday, March the 8th, as our season finale, the last episode of Season 2. We're saying goodbye to Season 2 by having a very nice, free, respectful, open discussion. It's the September the 8th, Season 2, Eric and Gord Godcast. Where
Godcast.
We are having some of the best minds in Christianity sit down with us to open a discussion. Now, my hope from this is that we can break down some barriers and we can start having these talks like normal human beings. We're at this place now where non-believers and believers don't talk to each other about it, and it's supposed to be all hush-hush, and we're supposed to... No, fuck you. We can talk about anything we want. You know why? Because we're fucking humans, and that's fine. But this is an uncomfortable thing. People don't like to talk about it. People think that these guys have no sense of humor, and they're all like, but they do, and they're cool, and they want to be on our show to prove that. And that's cool. I want to open up the dialogue. I think if we get more people working together, whether you believe in God or not, then we can all work toward killing pedophiles, and that is my big goal. Let's start making it so the Catholics can't hide in their weird secret little world. Let's just befriend them and drag them out and then smash their fucking heads.
Damn straight.
And that's not all Catholics. It's just the ones who fuck little kids.
Just the bad ones.
Just the bad ones. Anyway, this is going to open up. I was talking to one of our guests. Oh, I'll let you guys know beforehand. This is going to be at 1 p.m. Central Time on Sunday the 8th. It is live, and it is going on as long as we fucking want it to. I'm not putting a time limit on it. Our speaker puts a 5-hour time limit on it, but whatever. So Gord wants to bring up a subject right now, but we have joining us. What the fuck was that? We have joining us on that day. Fuck, I've lost all my notes.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Jeffrey Davis is one of the guests who's joining us. He's a former evangelist. I have trouble with that word. He's a former evangelist and pastor, and this is an actual quote. I no longer am a believer in any God or faith or religion at all. So, he'll be an interesting one to talk to because I don't know how you go from that extreme to the other. The other guy is Justin Lasser. He lives in Indiana, and his actual title is Smartest Man Alive.
Oh, come on. We already know that I got him beat on that.
No, this guy, he's the professor of religious studies. He specializes in the New Testament, the non-canonical Gospels of Syria, Egypt, and Byzantium. His focus is on the Eastern Orthodox tradition in the first millennium. The Bible that preceded the printing press is what he studies, which must be a lot of slappy-ass handwriting in that shit.
Yeah.
So he's going to be absolutely... I just can't wait to talk to him. And they've heard the show. Jeffrey Davis started... Gordon, did you join the Explicit podcast group?
No.
It's a Facebook group devoted specifically to explicit podcasts and dirty bastards like us.
No, I never even heard of it.
Jeffrey Davis, the former pastor and evangelist, started the Explicit podcast group. It's a group of 4 podcasters who say fucking shit.
Oh, well, fucking shit. How about that crap?
So very cool. Join us for that. Gord thinks that God is in China with the 2 Michaels.
Basically.
And that's why shit's all fucked up.
But it's not just that, because like you said, you mentioned earlier, like Dogma was kind of about that, and there's like same with, like I said, the TV show Supernatural is basically saying the same thing, where God, who is a dude, sits at a bar. I don't think that it's just. I actually think that my new theory, if you will, is that there is a God, there is a Satan. They are equal in power. They are equal in a lot of stuff. They're virtually they're brothers. But I think that sometime between when God told humans about his 2 commandments, which is I am the only God and don't believe another God, sometime between that point and any time after that point, basically, him and Satan had a huge fight, and Satan locked him away, and Satan has been in charge of humanity ever since, posing as God. And I think that that's the thing that makes the difference between my theory and a lot of the other theories that are going out there about such thing, where people just think that God, which is one of my former theories, which is that God's just not around anymore, or God died, or whatever it is. But that's my newest one, because that now explains.
God told my mom he was just going out for cigarettes.
Right? God went for a pack of smokes and just didn't come back. Yeah, my theory I'm going with for the moment, because it seems to answer it's this string theory of religion. It answers every possible question that you could have about everything that makes use just any form of logic.
Well, I will. Maybe I should ask her, because if he's a dude that existed, my mom probably dated him at some point.
Zing.
It's an interesting theory, and I'm looking forward to exploring it with these guys. I don't know where he is. I don't care is my problem. I don't care enough to get to that question. Like, that's what I'm hoping these guys will get me to the point where I can even consider asking questions about where he is and what he does. Because at this point, I'm just like, this religion's fucked, and I can't take it seriously enough to give a crap where God is or why things are fucked up. Too many questions. Like, you calculate the odds of conception. You know how many people would have had to bang the fuck out of Eve before they could have got to 36 billion people on this planet? It's just... Seriously.
Yeah, but keep in mind, just because
every one of her kids would have had to throw it in her at least twice before we started going. Like, it's fucked. It's not a good story. I need these answers before I worry about where God is.
She was a whore.
Like, and the rest of the religion is just based on Mary really sticking to her story.
Yeah, pretty much. As people believe things like that back then. So yeah.
No, I just got pregnant.
I didn't cheat on you, honestly.
You didn't sleep with somebody? No. I wonder, like, who was the second chick who tried that?
Probably her sister. This is what we don't know about her.
The father's just like, I'll see if that little shit can walk on water.
Right, exactly.
Did you drown our baby? Not my baby.
No, I just proved he wasn't God.
That is horrible. Oh, I lost it. Anyway, yeah, it's a good theory. I like your theory, Gord.
Thank you.
And
I like
everybody should. Oh, I wrecked it. Never mind. Next time.
Eric,
where's my other news story here?
I don't know, but I have some awesome news for you now.
All right, let's go with Gord's awesome news, then I'll get to my pipeline crap.
A Michigan man was attacked by his samurai sword-wielding partner last month after he allegedly did buy marijuana for the suspect.
That is awesome. You know, everybody who says marijuana doesn't make you psycho, I have seen so many examples of marijuana making people fucking nuts. Usually when they can't get it.
That's yeah. See, but when they're on it, they're fine. It's like every drug. Keep them high and they'll be fine.
Well, yeah, that's how drugs work.
Exactly.
When you have them, you don't complain, and when you don't, you attack your partner with a samurai sword. If I had one, I would have.
I love the wording of this thing because they go, the guy, 28, was hit with various assault charges 2 days after allegedly punching the victim's rib cage and stabbing him with a 21-inch sword inside the suspect's apartment. Still armed with the bloody sword, the 23-year-old victim, the buddy chased the victim into a parking lot before they both took refuge in their separate apartments. Police were called to the scene around noon when they found the victim smoking a cigarette while holding a bloody towel to his side.
I think, honestly, I think sword fights should be allowed. Like, not like random attacks, but if you're like two guys and you're having a sword fight, that should just be allowed. That should be, let that one go. Let them go do their thing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
No police intervention in sword fights. No, as long as they're like evenly matched, it can't just be someone killing someone with a sword. But if two guys are fucking on the street, like Zorro style, just let them have at her.
It'd be so awesome to witness. I'd pay money for that.
I feel like there's not enough sword fighting going on. There should be more. Like that guy's, it's a good example. He's starting it out. That's good. Attack. Because the natural instinct would be to go buy a sword in case it happens again. You need to be able to defend yourself. So hopefully these guys start a trend because I would love to see old school sword fights just happening all the time. Like, they're not just like random, but